Adam and Eve. Welcome to Adam and Eve, where we explore the beauty of faith, love, and life. From inspiring stories to deep spiritual insights, we're here to uplift, encourage, and share the wisdom of God's Word. Join us on this journey as we grow together in faith and purpose. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay blessed. Adam and Eve, the first humans in religious and cultural thought. Introduction. The story of Adam and Eve is one of the most well-known narratives in human history. Originating in the book of Genesis in the Bible, it serves as the foundation for understanding the origins of humanity in the Judeo-Christian tradition. Adam and Eve are portrayed as the first human beings created by God, living in the Garden of Eden before disobeying Him and being expelled. This story has influenced theology, philosophy, art, and literature for centuries, shaping perspectives on sin, free will, gender roles, and redemption. This essay explores the story of Adam and Eve, its theological interpretations, its impact on different religions, and how it has been reinterpreted in modern times. The biblical account, creation of Adam and Eve. The story of Adam and Eve appears in the book of Genesis, the first book of the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Old Testament. There are two accounts of creation in Genesis. 1. Genesis 1:26-31. This account describes the creation of humanity in a general sense, stating that God created man and woman in His image and gave them dominion over the earth. 2. Genesis 2:7-25. This passage provides a more detailed story, where God forms Adam from the dust and breathes life into him. God then places Adam in the Garden of Eden and later creates Eve from Adam's rib as a companion. Adam and Eve are given the responsibility of tending the garden and are permitted to eat from any tree except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The fall of man. The most pivotal moment in the story occurs when Eve encounters a serpent who tempts her to eat the forbidden fruit. The serpent, often associated with Satan, convinces Eve that eating the fruit will grant her wisdom like God. Eve eats the fruit and gives some to Adam, who also eats. Upon eating the fruit, their eyes are opened, and they realize they are naked. They make clothing from fig leaves and hide from God. When God confronts them, Adam blames Eve, and Eve blames the serpent. As punishment, the serpent is cursed to crawl on its belly. Eve is told she will experience pain in childbirth and be subject to her husband. Adam is condemned to toil for food, as the ground is cursed because of his disobedience. Finally, Adam and Eve are expelled from Eden, and an angel with a flaming sword guards the entrance to prevent them from returning. Theological interpretations. Original sin. In Christian theology, particularly in the teachings of St. Augustine, the fall of Adam and Eve is seen as the origin of original sin, the sinful nature inherited by all humanity. According to this doctrine, humans are born with a tendency towards sin, necessitating salvation through Jesus Christ. However, not all Christian traditions fully embrace the idea of original sin. Eastern Orthodox Christianity, for example, interprets the fall more as an inherited mortality rather than a direct guilt passed down from Adam and Eve. Free will and moral responsibility. The story of Adam and Eve raises profound questions about free will and moral responsibility. God gives Adam and Eve the ability to choose whether to obey or disobey Him. Their choice to eat the forbidden fruit illustrates the human capacity for moral decision-making and the consequences that follow. Some interpretations view the fall as necessary for human growth. By disobeying God and gaining knowledge, Adam and Eve transition from a state of innocence to moral awareness. This interpretation sees the fall as a felix culpa or fortunate fall, leading ultimately to redemption through Christ. Gender roles and feminist critiques. The story of Adam and Eve has often been used to justify traditional gender roles. Some interpretations suggest that Eve's creation from Adam's rib signifies female subordination. Others argue that Eve's role in the fall has been used historically to blame women for sin. Feminist theologians challenge these interpretations, emphasizing that both Adam and Eve were equally responsible for the fall. Some scholars also highlight that Eve's decision to eat the fruit represents curiosity, intelligence, and agency rather than mere weakness. The legacy of Adam and Eve in culture, art, and literature. The story of Adam and Eve has inspired countless works of art, literature, and philosophy. Famous artistic depictions include Michelangelo's fresco The Creation of Adam on the Sistine Chapel ceiling, Albrecht Dürer's Adam and Eve engraving. In literature, John Milton's epic poem Paradise Lost, 1667, explores the fall in depth, portraying Adam and Eve as tragic figures whose actions shape human destiny. Modern interpretations. In modern times, the story of Adam and Eve continues to be reinterpreted. Some see it as a metaphor for human development, symbolizing the transition from innocence to self-awareness. Others view it through the lens of evolutionary science, suggesting that the myth reflects humanity's quest for knowledge rather than literal historical events. Scientific perspectives, such as evolutionary biology, challenge the idea of a single human pair from which all people descended. However, some theologians reconcile evolution with the Genesis narrative by interpreting Adam and Eve symbolically. Psychological and philosophical insights. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist, viewed Adam and Eve as archetypal symbols representing the human struggle between innocence and knowledge. The story has also been examined through existentialist philosophy, raising questions about human nature, freedom, and the consequences of choice. Conclusion. The story of Adam and Eve remains one of the most influential narratives in human history. Whether viewed as a literal account of human origins, a theological explanation for sin, or a metaphor for moral awareness, it has shaped religious beliefs, ethical discussions, and cultural works for centuries. From the doctrine of original sin to feminist critiques, from artistic masterpieces to psychological interpretations, Adam and Eve continue to inspire debate and reflection. Their story is a testament to the timeless nature of questions about morality, free will, and the human condition. As interpretations evolve, the legacy of Adam and Eve endures, reminding us of humanity's ongoing quest for knowledge, meaning, and redemption.